You want more.
If you're just joining us, we're going to get started in just a second. We're just going to wait to make sure that everybody has a chance to get logged on before we go ahead and get started. So just 1 minute and we will jump on in. Okay, good evening, everyone. We're going to go ahead and get started. First things first, I wanted to introduce myself. My name is Maya Melhan, and I'm the lead recruiter here with West-MEC. I have with me my team. So I have Kevin Ramirez, who is on our chat box. If you have any questions or comments or anything throughout the session this evening, if you add those in the chat box, he will be the one responding to you. And then I also have Kaylee Hinges, who you will meet in just a few minutes, and she's going to be going through the programs with me as well. So we wanted to just jump into everything. I did want to just do a couple quick housekeeping items. First things first, we are recording this so that we can share it out with you later. So if you do want to go back and record something, or if you have internet issues or anything like that, you'll still be able to catch the whole thing. And we will also be sharing this with the people that signed up but weren't able to make it this evening. Next question, or next piece, I guess, is that question piece. So seriously, any questions at all throughout the evening, this is really designed to get those answered for you. So please don't hesitate to use that chat box, and we are more than happy to answer any of your questions throughout this evening. If you have questions that you think of later on, you are also always welcome to email us. Our email is recruiters, RECRUITERS at west-mec.org. That is also going to be sent to you in a follow-up email tomorrow. So keep your eye out for that if you do want to send us an email. Alrighty, so with that, we're going to go ahead and get started. And I am going to quickly just show a quick video just so everybody gets on the same page, and then we'll jump into some good information.
You want more from high school. More doing, more training, more style. You want to learn how to help, how to build the future. You want to save lives, invent, and soar higher. You want West-MEC, career training for high school students. West-MEC, find your more.
Alrighty, so that was just a quick little video of kind of really the reason that we're here talking about this evening. So West-MEC is a public high school district. I just want to go over a couple quick kind of who we are pieces, just so I'm sure that everybody's on the same page. I find that that's pretty helpful for us. So we are a public high school district, like you saw in that video. We are really dedicated to having career training options for students to obtain certifications to be career ready after finishing our programs. This does look a little bit different for every single student, and that's really the beauty of it. We have quite a variety of different options that we'll dive into in just a second. The first thing that I always want to cover is really who is eligible to be taking a West-MEC program. And since we're a public high school district, we do have boundaries. So you'll see on your screen here 12 school districts. That's really the greater West Valley area. So pretty much Paradise Valley over to Wickenburg, down to Tonopah, around through Buckeye, Avondale, Tolleson, up through Glendale, Peoria, Dicer, all of those, really the greater chunk of that West Valley is within our boundaries. If you have any questions about that, feel free to type that in the chat box, which district you live in, and we can get that answered for you. Really the only two in the West Valley area, or I guess 3 in the West Valley area that are not a part of West-MEC, one is Natterburg Elementary, one is Cave Creek, and one is Phoenix Union. But other than that, we'd be happy to answer any questions. So any student that's living within West-MEC boundaries is eligible to start thinking about West-MEC's programs in high school, and they can start applying for our programs as sophomores to then attend either junior and senior year or 1 year, depending on the program itself. We have 28 programs total. And those programs are all certification-based career training programs. So every single program looks a little bit different because we realize that every student has different career goals, and ultimately our goal is to help students get to those options, which means that we have to have a variety to help more students. Those 28 different programs are located across 4 different campuses and some partner program campuses that we have as well. So we have our central campus in Glendale, which is about 103rd Avenue in Glendale. It's right off the Glendale Airport. We have the Northeast campus, which is in North Phoenix, which is off of really 19th Avenue in Deer Valley, right off the Deer Valley Airport. We have the Northwest campus, which is in Surprise off of Dysart and Grand. And then we also have our Southwest campus in Verrado, or in Buckeye, which is off of I-10 in Verrado. In addition to that, like I said, we do have some programs that are located at community college campuses, which are Gateway, Estrella, and Glendale as well. Any student can apply for any program at any one of our campuses. We do have schools starting next week on August 2nd for some of our programs, but mostly August 4th, a little bit later for 2 of our programs that we'll be talking about here today. We have a variety of programs that still have seats available across these campuses, and that's what we're going to be talking about today. So we're excited to tell you a little bit more about that. A day in the life of a West-MEC student does look a little bit different than your typical really high school experience. So students, when they do come to West-MEC, are still going to be having classes at their high school, whether that's public school, online school, charter school, private school, homeschool students. They're always going to have some sort of core classes at their high school location. And then when they come to us, they're going to come for part of their day to one of those campuses to participate in that career training program to start getting certifications and work skills. So they're working really towards their diploma, towards certifications at the same time. So it's kind of that killing 2 birds with 1 stone. This is a commitment, and we realize that. So we always want to make sure that students realize that, you're always still going to have your high school classes. This is just kind of adding on to it for a couple hours a day. And we'll go over really the exact timeframes for all the programs that we have available for you. The biggest question that we get asked as recruiters is really why should they be thinking about this? What's the big reason? And that's a really couple things. So one, this can be career exploration for students that aren't quite sure that this is what they want to do for the rest of their life, or they're not really sure if this is what they want to study in college. We do have some dual enrollment opportunities as well. So this can be that career exploration to figure out if this is what they want to do and also get a head start on college. This is a way to get some more experiences and certifications in high school for very low cost, because when students are high school students in the state of Arizona, the state pays for their education rather than the family. So that's a huge benefit for all of you. And then lastly, it's just kind of a way to start a head start on their purpose and their path for life. So those are the big reasons why, but like I said, it looks different for every student, and there's always unique pathways and reasons for every student. I did want to just briefly mention that all the information that we're talking about here today can be found on our website. So you can navigate through that. It's west-mec.edu. The most important piece about this is the application is also found on our website. In the upper right-hand corner, there's a button that says Apply Now. You click that, fill out that application. I recommend that if you're interested in any of the programs that we're talking about tonight, and you are going to be a junior or a senior or a recent graduate, fill out the application tonight or tomorrow. And that's because, like I said, we start school next week. So the sooner the better, so we can get that process and hopefully get you enrolled in one of our programs. That application does need to be filled out online, printed, signed by both a student and parent or guardian, and then gets turned into the counselor at high school. So if you have any questions about that, feel free to let us know. But like I said, the sooner the better for that. Alrighty, so just a quick little overview of what we're going to be doing here. So these are the 14 programs that we are going to be speaking about tonight. These are the programs that we still have seats available in for this fall. So that is starting next week. And these are really what we're going to be spending the most time on today. So we will give you a brief little overview of what the program is and what students learn in that program. And then we're also really going to dive into a quick video, either by students or the teacher, to tell you a little bit more about why that program is really neat, or something that they're learning in that program, or show you the lab. And then we'll follow that up with the logistics. So where it's located, time frame, cost, requirements, all of that. So hopefully this will answer all of your questions this evening. But like I said, if you have any questions that are unanswered, go ahead and put those in the chat box, and we will take those, take care of those as those are coming in. There might be a couple that we'll even answer at the very end as well. So with that, I'm going to hand it over to Kaylee, and we are going to get started with our first program. All right, Kaylee, take it away.
Good evening, everyone. I hope you guys are having a good evening, and thank you for joining us. The first program that we are going to talk about today that we still have seats open for is Aviation Maintenance and Technology. This program is pretty much just being an airplane mechanic in simple terms. In this program, students will develop a broad knowledge of aircraft systems and components through installation, overhauling, and testing. They also get to conduct inspections, engine operations, and critical maintenance procedures. And then they'll also learn how to troubleshoot, repair, and service aviation systems and components using FAA-approved procedures. And then we are going to take a look into the lab with one of our teachers.
I'm Mr. Jay McDowell. I'm be starting my 11th year teaching here at West-MEC in the Aviation Maintenance Program. Prior to that, I am a retired active duty Air Force mechanic for 22 years, and did a couple of years of aircraft restoration between the Air Force and teaching. I would tell them that aviation is a demanding but rewarding program. It's a lot of aspects. People have no idea how much is involved in aviation. From the ground to the air is a lot of work to see an airplane fly, but it's very rewarding, and you will learn many different skills in the aviation maintenance program. The thing I'm most excited about is probably the same thing I'm excited about every year. It's getting new students in here and just watching the light go on in their head that they get what they're being taught, and watching their knowledge grow throughout their tenure of 2 years here at West-MEC.
right, so that was a good look into our aviation maintenance and technology program. They were obviously out in the lab there. That campus has some airplanes, as you can see. So students in this program are actually going to be working on real airplanes. It's probably one of the coolest labs that we have. This program is a 2-year program. The time frame is 1 to 5:35 p.m. So they do attend Monday through Friday. It is a $525 registration fee. The program requirements for this is 1 credit of English and 1 credit of algebra with a C or higher. With this course, they do have 2 weeks of summer sessions. So please keep that in mind if you're interested in this program. This course does have the most hours for certification, so they fulfill that with those summer sessions. This is located at our central campus, which is in Glendale. Let's take a look at our next program. We have avionics and drone electronics. So this is more of the electronic side of an aircraft, and also they look into drones as well. Unfortunately, they don't get to fly drones in this program, but they do learn all of the electronics and how to build them. In this, they'll be able to explore and evaluate advanced electronic systems using the same modern equipment and techniques as avionics experts. They'll be able to analyze, troubleshoot, and maintain instrumentation and control systems used in modern avionics and drone technology. And then they'll also be able to create and assemble electronic components and circuit boards for maximum effectiveness. Let's take a look into this because they give you a really awesome tour of what their class looks like.
Graduated from high school, went to DeVry Institute of Technology, where I studied electronics there for 3 or 4 years. Upon graduation, went to look for work in the Silicon Valley. Did not find what I was looking for, so I entered the military and I became an avionics technician. Long story short, 4 years turned into 23 years. I spent those 23 years in different aspects of teaching or of learning electronics. It began with a 7-month course of basic electronics back in, we'll say, a long time ago. From there, I finished the military service, 23 years. I then worked for TSA as a officer, an agent at the airport. While doing that, I went back to school, got my bachelor's and master's degree, completed my master's degree, which required 500 hours of student teaching. I did my student teaching here at West-MEC, close to the end of that 500 hours. They offered me a position I couldn't refuse, and here I am. So this is my 5th year of teaching basic electronics, aircraft avionics systems, and now we've added drone technology. First, I would tell them that this is a program that requires some math skills, so don't think that it's going to be something easy. It is a program designed to give you exposure to those things we just discussed, the electronics of aircraft, the basic electronics, which could take you anywhere, and then of course the drone technology, something that's also new to me, I'll be honest, but something that we learned together, and just design in theory. Excited to teach next year. I hope now that I've gotten a couple of years under my belt, I can dig deeper into the modern avionics of aircraft electronics, because that's what the future holds, and that includes drone technology. I'd rather prefer to call it unmanned aerial vehicles. Sounds better than drones in my mind. I don't know why. Drone sounds like a toy. UAV sounds more professional. I don't know. Probably not a big difference. Let's start as if this was the course. It is a 2-year course. The first year is primarily basic electronics. So what you see here is what we call Lab Volt. Not a favorite, I'll be honest, with a lot of the students, but this is that basic electronics component. Fundamentals of AC, DC, transistors, semiconductors, you name it. This is a program designed to teach you a little bit about all of that. Then as we move into our second year program, one of the favorites students enjoy, they enjoy soldering. I will say that is one of the key points of the highlights of their stay here in this program. They do like to solder. That's that hands-on component that they all love, that I enjoy. But as you walk around here and look at these pieces of equipment, these are just trainers or simulators of different components of an aircraft avionics system. So over here, you've got your radios and GPS. Everybody's familiar with GPS now. That's the newest technology. This is an autopilot system. I like to compare these two here on the end because this is what we consider first generation. We call these steam gauges because they're older. We think of steam trains. And then what we've done now is with the modernization of technology, we've gone to one screen that displays all of these gauges. So if you looked at the two, you could compare the two and say that they're the same systems, just digital electronics here, analog here. Okay. Continuing on, we had drones built yesterday. We took all those apart so that we can build those again next year. So we have right now, I think, 10 drones that the students will be able to build. That's part of year 2. The final component, I would say, is preparing them for their FCC examination. That's that certification piece. We prepare them for 2 tests here. FCC Element 1, which is communications, allows them to use the communications equipment. And then FCC Element 3 is that part of the, that part of the training that allows them to repair, replace, install, that type of thing with that same equipment. The other critical components in this classroom are our CTSO. We are part of Skills USA. That part is designed to build those leadership professional skills components. So as a student here, you will be automatically enrolled. I expect some of my students to become the officers or the classroom leaders, which also requires them to do some off-school time work, attend some functions, some conferences, some competitions.
All right, so as Mr. Chambers said, this is a 2-year program. The first year you would attend from 4 to 6:30, and the second year you would attend from 1 to 3:30. This is also Monday through Friday. It is a $125 registration fee, and you also need 1 credit of English and 1 credit of algebra, both with a C or higher. And this is also at our central campus in Glendale. Let's move on and take a look at our next program. So we have coding. I will note that this is at more than 1 campus, but right now for this school year, we do have just seats available at the Northeast campus. So if you have some younger students and they are interested, we do have programs at multiple places, but right now we only have seats available for our Northeast campus. So in this program, students will be able to power the modern world by writing code for interactive websites, mobile applications, and data science. So they really get to learn how to make different apps. This is becoming more and more popular as we get more and more into technology, and we use websites and apps almost every day now. Students will also get to work individually and in teams to design creative, eye-catching, and responsive websites and mobile applications. They'll also learn how to write in a variety of code and different advanced languages that can be applied to various web and mobile technology platforms. So let's take a look into this classroom.
Yes, so my background originates from the industry. I spent about 5 years working through as a teacher at Apple. With being a teacher, I taught every piece of software that Apple does have to offer. I've also gone through and taught specifically the Swift programming language that Apple Apple's proprietary language. Also as well, I will go ahead and share that I spent about a year and a half or so at a computer repair store where I was able to learn the hardware aspects of computers. I would tell students considering this program that there are a lot of avenues within the world of tech. One of the beautiful parts about our industry is that it's ever growing. It's one of the most in-demand industries, and I would also go ahead and share that if you have a passion for developing software, developing websites, developing applications, even let's say coding on a smart TV, you have the ability to do all of those things through our program. Our program is a great segue either directly into industry or as well as college. So whatever your route is, I'll tell you the coding program will really be able to help you achieve it. Something I would be excited to teach next year is going to be database communication. So many things nowadays are ran via database. While it may sound a little bit boring, the intricacies of how the technology work truly go ahead and bring forth problem-solving skills that really are that aha moment for students. So the first time connecting to a database, that's one of my favorite aspects. We also do go ahead and get to use the server within our room, which looks pretty fancy, if I do have to say so.
All right, so as you could see, that looked a little bit different than the previous classrooms that we saw. Most classrooms have a class and then they go out into a lab. For coding, the lab is going to be in the classroom since they're working on computers. This is a 2-year program. The first year will be from 4 to 6:30, and the second year will be from 1 to 3:30. This is Monday through Friday as well. $125 is the registration fee, and you also need 1 credit of English and 1 credit of algebra with a C or higher. And like I mentioned before, this is at our Northeast campus. Now I'm going to turn it over to Maya to go over some other programs that we have.
Okay, so I'm excited to share with you about our automotive collision technology program. This is really one of my favorite labs that we have across the district. So automotive collision technology is really auto body repair and refinishing. So students in this program get to learn how to breathe life into damaged vehicles by restoring them to pristine condition. They refinish automobiles and trucks through blending, matching, and custom paint color design in a professional paint booth. And then they will also restore exterior panels to their original integrity, function, and appearance using modern welding, sanding, and fabrication techniques. Just take a second to think about really all the accidents that can happen around Phoenix, or all of the different opportunities that we have, some kind of older vehicles that need to be restored. So there's some really exciting opportunities here. So we're going to take just a second here and talk with our counselor, or excuse me, our teacher for automotive collision technology.
In my background, I started out taking this as an elective in high school, and I enjoyed the program so much that I kind of pursued it. So I got out of high school, went to an automotive technical school, graduated from there, and then did a lot of work for myself. After that, I came back and worked for a couple shops, and then I bought a body shop, which I ran for 10 years. And then I wanted to kind of get back to the basics, so I started teaching. So this will be my 21st year teaching auto collision, which I love doing. I think a program like this you have to be artistic, like to work with your hands. You do need to be self-motivated. I think that's real important. But it's a rewarding program because you can see a vehicle that's damaged and needs to be fixed, and you can see it through the process, and when you're done, it'll look like one of these cars, which is really nice. I think new incoming students is always fun to teach because you can show them new things, but I'm excited to take the second year students and bring them to the next level for competitions and doing restorations and things that we do.
Okay, so as you heard from Mr. Melian, our instructor for that program. There's truly just so much opportunity in this program. And it is a 2-year program located at our Northeast campus, which is off of about 19th Avenue and Deer Valley. And this program does have a little bit of some different hours. So the first year of the program is from 1 until 3:30 p.m. The second year of the program is from 7 until 9:30. So since we're starting to get into some of these programs that have different hours, I did want to just take a second to say that all of our programs, we work in conjunction with high schools. So as students are coming to our classes, they're also getting elective credits that count towards their graduation requirements. So when they need to get out of class a little bit early to make it to our campus on time, those elective credits come into play there. It's always a good thing to talk with your counselor at your school just to double check that you have the opportunity to leave at that time. So if you want to do automotive collision, you're probably going to need to be able to leave around noon to be able to make it to our Northeast campus by 1. So just talk with them to make sure that a class that you have to have isn't only offered at 1:30 or 2 kind of thing. So that's just kind of a behind the scenes look into how this can work into making this happen. So like I said, first year is from 1 to 3:30, second year is from 7 to 9:30 a.m. in the morning. All of these programs on our campuses are going to be Monday through Friday. This one is also $125 registration fee. And again, we'll need 1 credit of English and 1 credit of algebra, both with a C or higher for this program. All right, let's move on to our next program here. So next we are going to dive into dental assisting. So when you go to the dentist, what I actually just did this morning, so I have just a really fresh take on this one. When you go to a dentist's office, there's really 3 levels of people. So there's the dentists who go to school for a very long time. There's the dental hygienists that also have a degree, and there's the dental assistants, which can actually really start in this opportunity right after high school, just with this certification. So they learn how to work alongside all of those other 2 people in the dentist's office. So they learn how to perform digital x-rays, chairside assistance, and use advanced instrumentation and technology to work alongside a dental professional. They develop a passion to really make a difference by educating adults and children on the importance of oral health and hygiene, because it really does impact a lot of our life, more than what we kind of realize a lot of times. And they also learn how to take impressions, make dental models, create whitening trays, and some of those other components. This morning, just as an example, I had the dental hygienist who was kind of cleaning my teeth and everything, but the dental assistant took x-rays. They did a sealant on some of my teeth, so she was the one that did that for me. So there's really a variety that they do to make things kind of run smoothly in that dentist's office. So we're going to go check out our lab, and you're going to meet some of our students and one of our teachers.
Hi, I'm Emma Spay, and I just finished my first year, and I'm also our CTSO president this year.
My name is Alexis Francisco. Along with Emma, I'm also the vice president here at West-MEC.
Hi, I'm Mrs. Ehrman. I'm one of the dental assisting instructors.
One of my highlights for me is definitely working with impressions, because you get like that satisfaction when it comes out great and perfect.
It does take a lot of tries though. Mine would be working in lab. I really like just doing anything. We work on the computer a lot. We clean each other's teeth, which is really fun too. So that's my favorite. I plan on going to NAU and getting my BSDH for dental hygiene. What about you?
Along, I work part-time or full-time as a dental assistant, along with going to school to further my knowledge in dental.
You have to really work hard and pay attention and take notes and make flashcards. I made a lot, and it really helped this year.
It definitely is. Like, it may seem like a lot, which it is, but don't like stress yourself over it, because you will be fine and you will get through it.
I've been in the dental assisting field, orthodontics to surgery, many different facets. You did a little bit of sales in dentistry, but I ideally love the chair side. That I have a little over 20 years experience. I also have 10 years now of dental assisting teaching. For me, it's the joy of watching them grow in this career pathway. I have students that are going on to be dentists already, hygienists, dental assistants, office managers. The opportunities in just our first year program here, our first year graduates have already gotten jobs. So out of the 45, I believe over 25 have jobs before they actually graduated. To come in with an open mind, to come in with an opportunity to learn professionalism, leadership that will carry their career path, whatever direction it is that they choose to go to hygiene, to become a dentist, just being an assistant, learning how to network, how to market. But this job, this career choice can be a part-time to full-time job while you're deciding what it is that you want to be when you grow up. Well, I love teaching the radiology portion. It's one of our state certifications that we get for the students. Teaching them how to take the x-ray, but more than knowledge, how to pass this state certified test. Radiation is a serious component, so learning how to take those properly and safe is important. We have to have that certification to be in the dental field, so it is very critical. But teaching them the knowledge and aspect on the radiation is rewarding, and watching them get that certification is very, very gratifying for them and their families to get that as a graduate from West-MEC.
So we're going to learn how to take x-rays next year. And then this is just one of our chairs. We have 8 operatories, so they all look the same. They're on both sides. This is our basic setup area. We have air, water, syringe tips, saliva ejectors, just all the basic needs when you're cleaning teeth. And then these are our barriers that we put up before when we set up our operatories also.
Here we have a chair which can be adjustable for like this height, or like either laying it down for the patient or bringing it up and down like that. Along with our live computer, so he or she can see a movie or info for us. And here's like
our tray.
Here, we can add many different accessories depending on the type of like job we're doing. So
and these are just our basics. So this is our air, water, syringe, and then our saliva ejectors. These ones are disposable HVE ones. So we use these for like bigger stuff and like debris. They mainly use them for like surgeries and stuff. So we don't really use those that much. So these are some impressions that we're taking. So this is one of our spatulas we use to mix. This is one of our bowls, and then we use this to mix it.
To make the overall process of mixing it alternate easier.
This is the stone, so this is after it's fully finished, and it just has to be trimmed in one of our model trimmers.
And here our sterilization room, it's the room divided up by 2, but it's the same accessories and machines on both sides.
So we have our gloves, and then our sink where we rinse stuff. And this we use for placing our trays in like a holding solution to clean them before they go into the autoclave.
So the different steps of sterilization to completion. And learning all the different materials and products.
Oh, yeah, more dental materials. These are all of our impression trays, different sizes. That's about it.
Okay, so dental assisting is also a 2-year program. This is another one of our programs that we do have at multiple campuses, but we only have seats available at one campus, which is our Southwest campus in Buckeye off of I-10 and Verrado. The first year of the program is from 4 until 6:30. The second year is from 1 until 3:30. Again, Monday through Friday, $125 registration fee. And the requirements are 1 credit of English with a C or higher, and then also 1 credit of a lab science like biology with a C or higher. All right, so moving on, we are going to check out medium heavy diesel technology next. So this is really for students that want to be mechanics kind of thing for really diesel engine vehicles. That can be everything from like a residential size truck to a semi to a boat or a roller coaster. So there's a lot of different opportunities here. In this program, students learn how to analyze and repair advanced mechanical, electrical, and computer systems for a variety of diesel equipment. They'll use the latest computer controlled technology to maintain heavy equipment in a rapidly changing industry. And they'll also conduct all aspects of workshop operations, including interacting with clients and marketing unique products and solutions. This is a really interesting program for us specifically where we're located, because we're on a lot of really important corridors. So we're on I-10, I-17, the 303 with lots of distribution centers. And there's a lot of really diesel traffic in our area on our freeways all the time. And they're used so much, it's only a matter of when they need kind of repairs or maintenance, not if. So there's a lot of different opportunities, whether that's more kind of dealership side, like Peterbilt or Freightliner dealer, or kind of some of those locally owned and operated locations as well. All right, let's go check out what the teacher has to say about this program a little bit.
Hello, this is Dennis Doherty from West-MEC Diesel Program. My experience, my background is pretty extensive, starting with dirt bikes and lawnmowers as a young kid and working up into cars and light trucks and heavy trucks and everything in between, bumper to bumper. Grew up in New England, state of Vermont. It is one of those areas where you work on everything that comes in the door. So there's a lot of diverse experience there. My main focus is electronics, drivability, and transmissions. You are going to learn and demonstrate a lot of valuable skills in and around the truck, medium-duty trucks, heavy-duty trucks, some equipment-related stuff such as hydraulics, which is a very important part. And even if you decide to go to a different route in the field, out of the field, a lot of these skills are going to be transferable. Whether it be the math skills, the professional skills, or the speaking skills, you will gain something from this program. Most excited to teach this year would definitely be the engines section of the class and the drivability electronics that go along with it, and right behind that the transmission and drive chains section.
Okay, so as you heard, there's just a lot that students learn in this program, and this truly is everything from kind of routine maintenance to a lot of troubleshooting and diagnosing issues for different vehicles. And this can be everything from a semi to a dump truck. One of my favorite parts about this program is they do work with clients from the community. So the vehicles that they're working on are kind of constantly rotating through. They do have some that stay on campus and some engines that are kind of out of the vehicle for students to be able to work on at any given time, but there's never a shortage of really interesting things going on in that lab. So this program is also a two-year program located at our Northeast campus in North Phoenix off of I-17 and Deer Valley. And the first year is from 4 until 6:30 p.m. The second year is from 1 until 3:30. Again, Monday through Friday, $125 registration fee. And the requirements are 1 credit of English with a C or higher and 1 credit of algebra with a C or higher. All right. Moving on, Kaylee, you are up.
All right, this next program that we're going to take a look into is environmental sustainability. And this is where students get to learn how to deal with wastewater, how to treat water, and how to reuse water in a way that we can use it effectively here, especially in Arizona, since we usually don't get that much rain. In this program, students are able to provide innovative solutions to impact the powerful dynamics of natural resources and environmental concerns. They also are able to apply scientific and engineering principles to solve current environmental issues. And then they are also designing and operating and maintaining sustainable distribution and treatment systems for water resources vital to our communities. So this is a very, very important thing here in Arizona. And let's go take a look at what the teacher has to say.
Okay, my background is mostly in the nuclear power field, but I was qualified in water treatment. We have our own water treatment plants. And for those who don't know, nuclear power plants is zero carbon emission. So we're very environmentally conscious, and that's pretty much it. I've been there about 40 plus years. So if you're considering a career in environmental, we cover a wide range of topics, including the water cycle, how water interacts with the environment, what things can we do to keep a good, clean supply of drinking water for our own use. We cover a lot of things that are related to chemistry, microbiology, engineering, and our main focus is in water treatment. I think I'm real excited because this year we were getting a lot of equipment in as we went. I would say we have about 90% of the equipment here. We've used it, so we vetted out some of the bugs that were in it. And I think we'll just be, because I'm more familiar with it, I think we'll be able to get more topics in than we did last year. So we talked about understanding the water cycle. This is our water trainer. It's empty right now, but we will build a topography, dirt, rocks, dig some riverbeds, dig some streams. We'll fill it, make those flow. We'll see how the environment affects it, and we'll make it rain and see, well, what happens when ground is saturated, what impact does that have? So even though it doesn't look like much now, we had a lot of fun building it. The students actually built the whole Star Wars town, which got washed away when the dam failed, but that's what we did. Set up over here is most of our microbiology and chemistry tools, where when we do testing of water for either the proper dosage of chemicals or for microbes, this is the equipment we'll be using. What this allows us to do is to set up 4 samples under different conditions to see what chemical dosage or time for mixing is best. When we're dealing in water treatment, you're dealing in millions of gallons a day, so you don't want to do a chemical dosage and find out it was wrong at the end and have to do it all over, so we'll do it here. Pretty interesting. This is most of our engineering equipment. We use the tensile tester and the Sharpie V-notch to do some destructive testing. Yes, you heard me right, destructive. So we'll put samples in and we'll see when they break to determine the strength of material or what can it take. We also learn some precision measuring. I'm doing some inventory on the chemical sample kits. These are some of them. We can do total dissolved solids, chlorine. We can test for just about anything that's in the water. But because the chemicals are consumable, we have to check them every year to see, do I still have enough left for when you guys come in? We can do the same experiments. There's a bunch of things that we have stored away. You know, this is just kind of what we had to leave out because we ran out of storage. But it's pretty amazing the number of things that we do in just a year.
Okay, that was a look into our environmental sustainability. I think that is probably one of the coolest programs to go into every now and then because their lab space always looks different, and their little water table tray is always changing, and it's pretty neat. This is a one-year program. It is Monday through Friday from 1 to 3:30. There is a $125 registration fee. You'll need 1 credit of English and 1 credit of algebra with a C or higher. And this program is at our Southwest campus in Buckeye. Let's take a look at our next program. We have emergency medical technician. otherwise known as EMT. And this is in partnership with one of our community colleges. So if you were interested in this program, you would not attend a West-MEC campus. You would be actually going to the Gateway Community College. We have a location in Deer Valley and we have a location in Avondale as well. So in this program, students learn how to deliver critical life support care using a wide variety of medical and diagnostic equipment. They also get to experience fast-paced emergency situations where your actions make a difference. And they also get to treat a wide range of patient conditions through a deep understanding of the human body. So they look at a different anatomy and physiology, kind of how everything works. So let's take a look at what one of the students has to say.
Hello, my name is Kai Sablan. I am in the EMT program here at West-MEC, and this is my lab. Some things that I learned throughout this course are just the basic EMT certifications. These are the dummies that we work on as well as each other. Each dummy has a specific thing that we go off of, like, how we perform OBGYN scenarios, things like burns. We use these simulations for the gurneys and stretchers, along with other things that we've learned. We've had our CPR certifications, we're going to get our EMT certifications, and National Registry is coming up pretty soon. So that'll give us the certifications that we need to go out and actually work on the field in ambulances. I'm using my certification from this program to enlist in the Navy and become a corpsman. That field is very competitive and anyone can be a corpsman, but having this certification and the college credits that I'll gain from this program will push me to the top of that list. Some things we learned through this program are CPR and ventilations. So this is an example of one of the dummies we have. We'll go ahead and strip. This is what we have. We can perform CPR, we can open up the airway, and this does have a bagging compliance mechanism. So as I put air into this patient or this dummy, you can see the chest rise. Those are just a few things that we've learned in this program, along with many other life-saving skills, and I'm very thankful to be part of this program. West-MEC in its entirety is a wonderful opportunity that any high schooler should be a part of. I saw West-MEC as a great opportunity. My counselor, Ms. Grumbling, really pushed me to get into it, and I wasn't really sure what program to get into, and as I took a look at them, the EMT program definitely interested me, and I'm very glad that I joined. On top of all the life-saving skills that we have learned from the CPR and ventilations to different things and medicines that I can compare to real life, it's the social skills too. I've gained a lot of friends. I'm friends with my entire class, and meeting all these new people and being able to run these scenarios and make these new friends, so when I go out into the real world, I'll be able to take those skills with me. Do it. Even if it's not this program, if there's something else that interests you, take part in it. It doesn't hurt. These programs are very inexpensive, and for most of the West-MEC courses, you can get interviews and jobs right after you get out of it, right after you get certified. And even if you don't intend to go into that field, it doesn't hurt to have that under your belt, to have that experience. I lost nothing from being in this program, but I can gain so many things by the end of this, including those certifications. And I can take that on. If I don't want to go onto an ambulance, I'll still have it. So in case something does happen out of the blue, someone maybe has a heart attack, I know what to do. I can be that person that can potentially save that life. My days do get pretty busy. I have West-MEC on top of my actual high school, and I also work. So having all of that in a day gets pretty crazy. I have my school, and I do have West-MEC early release, so I get out at 11. I have maybe a couple hours of lunch, change, get ready, and then my class starts at 2. From 2 to 5, I have my West-MEC. It's 3 hours a day, 4 days a week. And then after that, it ends about 5, and then around like 5:30, I go into work, and I close till about 11. So anytime I can get to study, to do homework, I take full advantage of my weekends. If I'm not working, then I'm studying and doing homework. But I tend to function better when I have a lot of things to do. If I don't have much planned, or if my agenda isn't full, I can push it off. No, that's whatever, I can handle that later. But having my schedule full, it makes me feel productive.
All right, so that was a look into our emergency medical technician, and I just wanted to touch on something that Kai had said. He said that taking this program, he lost nothing. So I think that's something to keep in mind while you're kind of looking through these programs. If you are interested in it, or maybe you don't see yourself going out into that, these are still all really good skills that you could use later on in life, especially some of our automotive stuff, like taking a car to the shop is expensive. So if you knew how to do that on your own, that would save you a lot of money. Anyways, back to EMT. This is a one-year program. Our time is from 4 to 6 p.m. Monday through Thursday, so you would have Fridays off. It is a $350 registration fee. The requirements for this is a 3.0 GPA or higher. And if you don't have a 3.0 GPA and are interested in this program, there are some other testing options that you have as well. So if you've taken the ACTs, SATs, we can look at some of those scores as well. And like I said, this is at the Gateway Community College. We do have both locations. So the one in like North Phoenix area and Avondale, we do have seats available from the 4 to 6 o'clock time frame. Let's take a look at our next program. So this next program is fire science, and this is where students will learn how to fight both residential and wildland fires. So they learn a lot more than just how to fight fires. They learn about kind of the dynamics of the building, like what is safe to do, what is not safe to do. As you can see here, they're in their turnouts. So they get to experience some really real life situations. They get to experience the satisfaction of being a first responder, saving lives, fighting fires, and contributing to a safe community. They also operate a wide range of firefighting and life-saving equipment alongside professional firefighters and EMTs. And they get to develop their mind and body through rigorous mental and physical training. One thing I do want to say about this program is if you're interested in this, this is a one-year program as well. So you could take fire science 1 year, and then you could also take EMT 1 year, depending on the program that you're in, because you will need your EMT certification for the Fire Academy. So let's take a look into what our fire science program looks like.
I'm Sparanta Claes, and I'm the Post-Secondary Partnerships Manager here at West-MEC. I'm so excited to tell you a little bit about fire science. It seems like every time you look at the news, you see something about wildfires in Arizona and really in the United States. This summer in our state, the Alamo fire in northern Arizona displaced so many people from their homes, and others fear losing their cabins up north. Animals, property were destroyed. How do people get training to become wildland firefighters? Well, one place that has that training is West-MEC.
My name's Cannon Reinhardt. I'm from Waddell, Arizona, and I took the fire science class at West-MEC. I learned a lot. A lot of it was determination, and you had to stay focused. What you learn in that class is a lot of fire fundamentals on how to fight fire, how to stay fit, and just kind of the fire culture. It's a very cultural and very political job that you're going to go into, and you have to learn how to work with others, learn how to be a team player, and you have to learn to make sacrifices and think about stuff, because at the end of the day, you are going to be leaving your family a long time. I think it's a lot of just teamwork is one of the biggest things you're going to learn, teamwork. Right now I'm a wildland firefighter. I work for 2 different departments. I work for a private contractor, and I work for Vernon Fire District up by Snowflake, Arizona. I'm on an engine crew. It's a 3-man crew. We do almost the same thing as a hotshot crew, just 3 men, and it's great. You work structure protection, we do a lot of point protect, and we get to see a lot of wild stuff. Training with West-MEC was one of the best opportunities I could get. A lot of people were very envious of me doing West-MEC, and I was very thankful to have that opportunity. Training was you really just, you learn everything. And when I say everything, that's a very broad term, very broad spectrum. But it's one thing that you're going to have to experience for yourself. Everybody's going to take something different from it. What I personally took is just a lot of friendships, a lot of connections, and then obviously education. Education-wise, I got a lot of experience, such as learning how to cut line, learning how to drag hose, load hose, work on the truck, because that truck is your lifeline. You learn that communication, like I say, that is one of the most important things out there, is communicating and teamwork. So.
All right. So that was our fire science program. It is a one-year program, like I mentioned before. It runs from 1:30 to 4:30 p.m. And with this program, you get to pick whether you attend Monday and Wednesday or Tuesday and Thursday. It is a $100 registration fee. And since this one is in partnership with a community college as well, you do need a 3.0 GPA. This one is held at our Glendale Community College, and that is right here in Glendale. And now we're gonna turn it back over to Maya to talk about a couple more programs.
All right, so we are going to dive into general construction technology. And before I really jump into that, I did want to just make a quick side note, which is that as you've heard from Kaylee and some of the students and teachers, and like I kind of said a little bit at the beginning, these programs really can look different for every student. So sometimes students come to us, like maybe our general construction technology program, because they want to work for a construction company and that is their pathway. And after they finish high school, they're going to go straight out to work and they're good to go. Or sometimes students come to us and use this really as a stepping stone. So sometimes they want to open their own construction company. They want to get the information and then go and really get like a business degree and then start their own company from there and just use this as kind of a stepping stone. So however this looks for you, there are multiple opportunities here. There's no right or wrong way to do this as long as it's something you're interested in and passionate about and something that's going to help you at some point in your life. So general construction technology really does dive into a little bit of everything in the construction industry. So they're going to learn how to work alongside industry professionals in all aspects of construction, including carpentry, masonry, plumbing, electrical, and finishing. They will operate hand and power tools to complete construction projects on schedule, and they'll also work as part of a team on residential projects to promote a safe working environment. Probably seen safety plastered around our labs a little bit here and there. Pretty hard to miss. It's a big thing for us. So that is definitely a huge component of this program. Okay, let's go meet Mr. Markham, who is one of our awesome construction teachers.
Well, I am diversified and not what normal people would expect. I was a senior pastor for 31 years. Traveled all over the United States working for churches that were in trouble and would build the church back up. In that process, they had a lot of men who were unemployed in the churches. So I started teaching them a trade. I grew up with a grandfather who taught me how to build, and my other grandfather 11 miles away was a farmer, and so I learned how to weld. And so in the process, I started a business when I was about 13, welding implements for all the neighbors, which turned into a business. And so I taught welding for West-MEC for 4 years. And then we did a lot of homes and military housing with those people and turned into a full-time job with that. And so I had 3 superintendents that ran the jobs for me, and I continued to pastor as well. So that's kind of my background. Retired early, and then my wife is the assistant to the superintendent, so they asked me would I consider helping them with a welding program, and so we did, and then they asked me to go to one of the other campuses, and so I did, and then they said we're building a new one, would you go out there? And so I did. And so that's kind of my background. My biggest thing is you have to be willing to make a mistake. Until you're willing to make a mistake, you can't learn. And so we spend a lot of time in just creating environments in which it's okay to try. It's all right if it doesn't work, we'll just put another one down there, no big deal. And until you can get a student to do that, a student won't take an attempt to learn anything. Or they by talk say, yeah, I know what I'm doing, but they don't really know. So you have to get them over that part. It is not necessarily what I want to teach, it is the change that happens in them from can't look you in the eye, no confidence. You ask a question, they look down, they don't want to be answered, to the point that they're going, oh, I got that. To me, that's the paradigm shift that allows all of the skills that we do to make a difference in their life. We have all of our lumber storage, so that's pretty cool. So they can walk out and get whatever lumber, just like they would go to a store and purchase what they need. Mm-hmm. Every student, on every single thing they build, they have to draw the blueprint first of what that looks like. Even if this wall is identical to this one, they have to label it as the north wall, they have to label it as the south wall, and they have to draw the entire blueprint. Just like you would get a full rollout of computer CAD animated a picture of the house. The students do elevation, which means how high off the ground in elevation it is. And all of the front pieces that all go with it, and the entire interior they have to do blueprints on. So when you go to a job site, you may only have 3 out of 10 people can read a blueprint. And here you got a high school kid who walks in there and can read every blueprint.
All right, so this, like I said, is just a really interesting program. One thing just to keep in mind is Arizona is growing very quickly. We have a lot of new employers moving here, a lot of new warehouses, a lot of new homes are needing to be built, and we just don't have the skilled workforce to be able to meet the need. So for any student that's interested in this pathway, there is no shortage of jobs, and they truly are paying really amazing because we just really need more people with these skills. So this is a 1-year program. Like Kaylee had mentioned earlier, this is something that if you're going to be a junior this year, you could look at taking this 1 year and then stacking another program on top for your senior year. This is located at 2 of our campuses, but the only campus with seats available is our Northeast campus in North Phoenix. And it is in the morning, so it's from 7:30 till 11 a.m. Monday through Friday. Again, $125 registration fee, and the requirements are 1 credit of English and 1 credit of algebra, both with a C or higher. Okay, so moving on, we are going to chat about law and public safety. So this is a really interesting program because really there's so many different pathways within this industry that are tied into one program. So there's a lot of students with really different backgrounds and experiences and kind of goals with how they want to use this program. And you're going to get to see that in just a second. But because of that, truly, there's a little bit of everything worked into this program. So students are going to learn, really, they get to experience law enforcement by exploring patrol procedures, crime scene investigation, forensics, emergency dispatch, security, and also corrections. They will strengthen their mind and body through rigorous mental and physical training, including advanced self-defense tactics. We do have physical training a couple days a week throughout the year in this program, and that can be in the heat and things like that. So that is definitely something to be aware of going into this program. But when you're thinking about really students are looking at going into the police academy or the military or dispatch or corrections, a lot of those have some physical requirements or physical training requirements as part of that training piece. So that's why we have that embedded in this program. And lastly, students will evaluate aspects of the legal system, including constitutional, federal, and state laws, as well as charging and sentencing, and using really use of force justification, which is a huge one right now. So you're going to get to see this firsthand by getting to meet some of our students and one of our teachers.
My name is Jalen Avila.
Hello. Hello, I'm Isaac.
I'm Sky. I'm Juliana. My favorite part about the program is being able to meet new people and being able to get my foot in the door with certain jobs and careers.
I have to say DT, defensive training. I like getting hands-on with things and just learning about all the different things about becoming a policeman just finds me interested in it more.
My favorite part is honestly, like, we get to do a lot of activities and we are very involved hands-on.
Yeah, we're just like all the hands-on stuff, like all the working out and like defensive tactics that we do is like super fun.
The
And
scenarios. Too.
yeah, the scenarios. And Mrs. Anderson is like a great teacher, making everything like hands-on and stuff.
And she pushes it forward for us.
Yeah.
My plans after the program are to go into college to study criminology and to be a defense attorney.
After, I think I'm gonna go to college for a couple of years and then I might get my training in being a medic and then maybe go become a firefighter.
My plans is to go into the Air Force and probably become like a police officer in the Air Force, and then after go into a general area, the same.
My plans are to go and work for dispatch for like an agency and then get my criminal justice degree, I think, while I'm doing that, and then once I'm 21, go into the police academy.
I would tell students that are interested in the program to join because it's another career that you can like look into, and it's something you can practice and get your foot in the door with other programs too, because you're meeting new people like officers and stuff like that.
Don't be nervous. Like, you got in order to be in this program, you gotta be able to be confident and talk to other people. You gotta learn how to get out of your shell and like be more vocal.
Don't be nervous and just go for it. If you're interested in it, just go for it. Don't stop yourself. Just keep pushing forward. And even if you feel like you can't do it, mind over power. Like, you got it.
Just do it and work hard, and you'll reap the benefits.
Believe in yourself.
Hi, my name is Anna Anderson, and I am the Law and Public Safety Instructor here at West-MEC Northwest Campus. I am retired from the city of Surprise, and I've been here for 3 years. My favorite thing about teaching this program is working with the students hands-on, being able to go into the lab and actually apply what we've learned in theory, and watching the students grow and become better at hands-on training. I would tell students who are interested in the program that you will come in thinking that you're going to do one thing, and it is completely different than what you thought your experience was going to be. I have a lot of students who come in and think that they're going to do something specific, a specific career, and they find their niche somewhere else because of all of the different aspects of law enforcement that we cover.
Okay, so like you heard, truly there's just so many different kind of opportunities after this program. The kind of majority of what we see students looking at as their next steps after this program would be going into the police academy, going into corrections dispatch, or also becoming a lawyer or a judge or something like that. The big thing that is a really important piece for students that are interested in becoming a police officer is there is an age requirement. So students going that route, they have to be 20 and a half to be able to apply for the program. So that means that there's definitely a gap between the time when they're graduating high school and when they can start this. And this is really the solution to that. So there truly are many different career options immediately after high school here. And they're all, like you heard from one of the students, just an opportunity to start networking and getting experience, and really kind of starting your career and just opening up even more opportunities in the long run because of that very early. So we actually have this at 2 campuses and we have availabilities at both. So I'm going to go over both. Of course, they have some different timeframes. So we'll start with one and then we'll go to the other. So first things first, at both campuses, it is a 2-year program. The first campus is our central campus, which is in Glendale off of about 103rd Avenue in Glendale. The hours there are from 4 until 6:30 p.m. the first year, and the second year is from 1 until 3:30 p.m. For both locations, it's going to be Monday through Friday, $125 registration fee and 1 credit of English and algebra, both with C or higher. The other campus we have is our Northwest campus, which is located in Surprise off of Dysart and Grand. And that campus has earlier sessions. So the first year of the program is from 1 until 3:30 p.m. and the second year is from 7 till 9:30 p.m. And if you have any questions or concerns about scheduling, just talk with your counselor. They'll be able to help you a little bit more with that. But know that the elective credits that come from these programs do help with that scheduling piece. So that is very helpful for you to be able to get out a little bit early. And again, Monday through Friday, $125 registration fee. English and algebra are the requirements. All right, so moving on, we are going to learn a little bit more about pharmacy technician. This is a really great opportunity for students that are interested in the medical field, but maybe they're not quite sure if they want to work with sick people all day, every day, or they are really just passionate about pharmacy or learning more about medications and how they impact the body. The other thing that I also tell students about this program is there is immense career opportunities here. So really a pharmacy technician, when you go to a pharmacy to pick up your medication, this is the person that you will spend the most time with. They're the ones that take your name and get the medication. And then the pharmacist only really comes in towards the end and answers any questions that you might have. So they're the vast majority of really client interaction, which means that every pharmacy has to have multiple of these per pharmacist. Just take a second to think about where all the pharmacies are located around you. They're on so many street corners. They're in every grocery store. They're in Walmarts and Targets. They're in there's the CVS and Walgreens. They're in Sam's Clubs and Costco's. There's mail order pharmacies, and they're in every single hospital. So when we're thinking about the need of really employees at each of those locations, it adds up very quickly. So this is definitely something that there's a lot of job opportunities, and this is all over the state. This is all over the nation. And this is something that's not going away anytime soon. And there is opportunities to work kind of client to client, and then also mail order pharmacies and hospital pharmacies, which is pretty awesome. So students in this program will learn how to work in a simulated clinical environment to prepare and package a variety of medications, including compounding and IV solutions, which you'll see in just a minute. They will deliver great customer service and manage inventory, which is critical, and prepare prescriptions and maintain the quality and purity of the medications that are being distributed out to clients. And then lastly, they explore disease treatments using pharmacology in a variety of healthcare environments. So let's take a second to go meet one of our pharmacy students.
So my favorite part about this program is definitely going to be the sterile compounding. It's super awesome. You get gloved up, get gowned up, get to get the needles going. It's super cool. Great to like compound the medications and such. After my program, after I graduate high school, I'm going to be attending University of Arizona for pharmaceutical sciences to continue my education in this career field. I would tell students interested in this program that this is the hands-on best place to start. If this is what you want to do, this is the best place to get your feet wet, get your toes in the sand, like get ready to start your career. Here we're setting up for a compound, and then this is a laminar flow hood. Basically just pushes out all the microbials and all that nasty stuff out. That way your compound stays sterile. Anything hospital-wise, just like this could be something as simple. Obviously, I'm not doing like a real deal. This could be used just as like a simple IV, just to get people like nutrients and such stuff like that. Just the basics really. And you draw up how much you're gonna need. We'll just go with a quick 5. Keep it easy. Decap the needle, bevel down, and then you'll line up like this right against 45. Push. Call that bunny ears. Get the loop. Push in, and then makes it much easier. Try to get that air bubble out, that way you're not getting no air in there. Let's see, does the job for you. Right to 5. And then you don't want to block the airflow, so you'll turn that at an angle. Make sure your hands aren't blocking it. Easy as that. Push it in, and you're all done.
Alrighty, so that was pharmacy technician. This is a one-year program as well, but the one difference for this as compared to some of the other one-year programs that you've heard is this program you can only take your senior year. So if you are going into your junior year, you would have to wait until really this fall to apply to then take it this fall of your senior year. So that's just one thing to be kind of keeping in mind. This program, again, is one that we have with availabilities at 2 campuses, and I will go over both of them because, again, they have some different timeframes. So the first one is our Northeast campus, which is, again, I-17, Deer Valley. This one, the seats that we have available are in the afternoon, so that's from 4 until 6:30 p.m., Monday through Friday, $125 registration fee. This does have a requirement of 1 credit of English, 1 credit of algebra, and 1 credit of a lab science like biology, all with a C or higher. We also have some seats available at our Southwest campus, which is in Buckeye off of I-10 and Verrado in the morning. So those are from 7 to 9:30 a.m., but same other details. So Monday through Friday, $125 registration fee, and we need English, algebra, and lab science, all with a C or higher. So with that, Kaylee, back to you.
All right, we are close to the end. We have 2 more programs. I saw in the chat that some people were asking about vet science, and that is next. So first, we're going to talk about physical therapy technician. And this is where students get to learn how to help either patients or someone who got hurt, kind of how to regain strength and mobility again. So they get to execute customized exercise and therapeutic treatments to assist patients with increased strength, mobility, and coordination. They also use advanced ultrasound electrical stimulation, hot and cold therapies, and mobility assist devices to rehabilitate patients after injury or illness. And then they also prepare clinic facilities, chart progress, and provide individual patient plan documentation. So let's take a look at our physical therapy.
What I like about this program is probably specifically Mr. Rice. He's such a great teacher. He knows when people have their off days. Definitely when it's in the morning, it's a little difficult, but he knows when people have their off days, and he knows how to comfort them and like adjust things to make it more comfortable. Like if they're struggling, he knows how to make it their way to teach. And yeah, I just love how hands-on it is. It's not always just sitting down taking notes. I love how hands-on it is. It's adjustable for all learning styles. After this program, I am going to be attending a 4-year college in Colorado to major in pre-physical therapy.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
And what would you tell students that are interested in this program?
Do it. It's one in a lifetime opportunity. Like, it's so fun. You get to meet a bunch of amazing people. You get to open up more opportunities for career-wise. You get to learn more skills in the workplace. You just know like safety and sanitation, just basic stuff that you need to be able to like, get into a career.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Mr. Rice. I am the physical therapy instructor here at the Southwest campus. I just wanted to take a couple of seconds and kind of give you a little bit of insight about the program if you're on the fence. Here at West-MEC, we do offer the opportunity to get into the medical field through physical therapy, through the certification. So here at the Southwest campus, through our certification process, we're just trying to get you an opportunity to get into the medical field, get some opportunity to build a resume, earn a certification, whether it be through physical therapy or CPR or OSHA 10. So obviously you can see behind me the beautiful facility that we have. We love to be in there, hands-on learning. A lot of our time is spent in there, so we'd love to have you out. Please consider coming to join us here at the Southwest campus.
All right, so that was a look into our physical therapy technician program. This is a 1-year program, and it is at our Southwest campus in Buckeye from 1 o'clock to 3:30. This is Monday through Friday. There is a $125 registration fee, And you need 1 credit of English and 1 credit of lab science, such as biology, both with a C or higher. And with that, let's take a look at our last program. We have veterinary sciences. So this is where students learn how to pretty much be assistants to the vet. We do have live animals at each of our campuses, and the live animals are adoptable. So students are going to work with them. They assist with different handling techniques. They teach them how to stay and sit. Just a lot of different handling things. They also learn how to do different restraints while the vet is looking at them. So the animal is safe and the people handling the animal is safe. They also get to assist with surgeries. So we do have vets on the campus. So they do perform spays and neuters and some dental procedures. So students in this program get to work daily with certified professionals to manage an animal wellness clinic that provides training, enrichment, and socialization to adoptable animals. They deliver quality veterinary care by assisting with restraint, examinations, and preparation for x-rays and surgeries. And then they also get to explore the science of veterinary medicine, including nutrition, disease prevention, and anatomy and physiology. So let's take a look at our vet program.
So I am a veterinary science instructor currently. I have 28 years of veterinary technology experience. I attended Bellray Institute of Animal Technology, and since then have worked for a multitude of different veterinary practices, utilizing my skills in different facets, if you will, of this field. Some of which include government work, some of it includes college education, externship opportunities, emergency medicine, some wildlife, laboratory medicine. It's just kind of a little bit all over the place. I was also a police officer and an animal control officer. So what I would tell you is, if I knew then what I know now, this would definitely be something that I wish we would have had the opportunity to have at our fingertips. We did not have the opportunity to do this, and it would have taught me a little bit more about the field than what I know now. I love this field. You do it because you love animals, not for the love of money. And you know, I would just say that it's such a great opportunity for you guys, given that it's a career and technical education program. You can do this while you're in high school, and you're not wasting your time. At least this way you kind of get an idea of what it is that you want to do with your future. And if veterinary medicine is what you're thinking you want to do, but you're not fully sure, this is the route to go. Oh, financial piece. I really am excited and looking forward to teaching that. I know it's quite different, but you know, in our field, I think everybody tends to think that veterinarians make a lot of money or veterinary technicians make a lot of money, and the reality of it is that we don't. Like I said a few moments ago, we do this because we love animals, not because we expect to make a lot of money. And no matter what position I've ever held in the veterinary field, it's never quite provided for my family, if you will. So with that, I've had to learn how to manage my finances quite differently, and I feel that's such an important piece that my students really need to have that, and they need to start now, because it starts here. That's the reason why career and technical education is one of the best things that you can do for yourself.
Right, so that was a look into our veterinary sciences program. This is a 2-year program. We do have this at other campuses, but for this school year, we do have openings at Southwest still. It is from 4 to 6:30 your first year, and then your second year, you'll attend from 1 to 3:30. It is Monday through Friday. There's a $125 registration fee. And for this program, you need 1 credit of English, 1 credit of algebra, and 1 credit of lab science, all with a C or higher. And probably the coolest thing about this campus is they have a barn. This is the only campus with a barn. So they do have horses and cattle come in every now and then, depending on what unit they have. So if you're interested in livestock and want some hands-on experience with that, you'll have some opportunities with this program as well. And that is about it. So I'm going to turn it back over to Maya.
All righty. So I just wanted to take a minute to go over some kind of frequently asked questions and also some questions that we've received. So now if you have any other questions that you have not asked so far or that weren't answered, go ahead and put those in either the Q&A box or the chat box, and we'll be able to answer those for you. And just a side note for Vet Sciences, they do work with animals that are adoptable. So we work with a humane association. They come and stay on our campus. The students interact with them every day, and then they'll actually get adopted out from our location after they're spayed and neutered, which happens on our campus as well. So really awesome to be able to interact with those animals, but also if you're ever looking for an animal to add a furry friend to your family, we do have dogs and cats available about twice a year, sometimes a little bit more depending on how many animals we bring back. Okay, so the biggest frequently asked questions that we get asked, one is transportation. So we work with 12 school districts. Because of that, our boundary area is very large. When you're looking at square miles, it's about 3,600 square miles. So we can't have a transportation system, unfortunately, to pick up students and take them to our campus. So students have to either be able to drive themselves or with a family member, or they can also carpool with somebody else from their school. So that's actually probably the most common piece, is to just find another student that's going to the same campus as you at the same time. And your counselors can help kind of connect you to those other students as well if you can't necessarily track someone down. That's a huge opportunity for that transportation piece. The other really common question that we get is sports. How does West-MEC really work with sports? And the answer is it's very challenging for sports in West-MEC to happen at the same time. One, because they almost always happen at the exact same time. And unfortunately, although I wish we could be in two places at once, can't. So oftentimes students do have to make the decision, either West-MEC or a sports team. Sometimes they do happen to make it work. So they'll have like a morning session with us, and then they go to school for the rest of the day, and then they have their sports in the evening. They never have meets or anything like that during the week, and they only have that on the weekends, and it works out. The one thing I will caution you about is if you're thinking about trying to make that happen, it is a very long day. Oftentimes our morning programs do start around 7 a.m. And then if you have practices in the evening, you're probably not getting home until about 7 p.m. So that is just a commitment piece to be thinking about if that is something that you're kind of contemplating. The other questions that we've got, should I do this program if I don't know what I want to do yet? So yes, absolutely. These programs are a great way to kind of explore career options. Once you get to college, if that's your next step, you do have to declare a major, and you are paying for that, right? So if that's your next step, I highly recommend you take a time to really kind of test this out and see if this would be a good fit for you, and really then kind of have that assurance when you're going into college. Or if you're just really kind of wanting to have that career option immediately after graduating, this is a great way to do that as well. Can I take a program with my friend? So as you heard from many of our students, you do definitely create kind of a family in the session. So you will make friends in the programs, but just so you know, we do definitely want you to take some time to figure out the program that's best for you. Now, if you have a friend that ends up in the same program, that's awesome. But if your friend really wants to be a veterinarian and is taking our vet sciences program, and you really want to be, let's say, a auto collision, kind of have your own auto body shop, and you are going to take vet instead of auto collision, we want you to just kind of take that time to figure out which programs can be the best fit for you. Okay, we have a question in the Q&A box. Can a student participate in a 2-year program for their senior year? Can they finish the second year after they graduate? Excellent question. The answer is yes. So there's a couple things at play here for that. So yes, there will be tuition after graduating high school. So if a student starts their senior year with a 2-year program, that second year after they graduate, there would be the tuition piece. There is some legislative things happening at the state where there's some kind of budget items that are going to be coming for that instances like that. So I would tell you is plan to pay tuition, and hopefully you might not have to, but always make that plan. So that is just something to be considering. It's normally about $4,600 for 1 year. The only exception to that would be our aviation maintenance technology program, which is a little bit more just because they have more hours with us. Okay, another question. When would I know I'm accepted if I apply now? Soon, because school starts with us next Wednesday. So we are rocking and rolling, and we are processing applications as soon as we get them. So I would really recommend, if you're interested in any of these programs, these are the ones that we have seats available in. If you apply for any of our other programs, you will be put on a wait list immediately. So if you're looking at really trying to start a program with us this year, this is where I would recommend you to take a look at to see if there's a program that would fit you. And if so, fill out the application tonight or tomorrow if you can, and get it into your counselor. Either email it to them, drop it off at your school if they're open, or you can turn it into your district office as well. And they're going to get it processed and turn in that application to us. If you are a homeschool family, then the family kind of operates as the counselor. If you have any questions about that, you're welcome to let us know, and we'd be happy to help you with that process. But the sooner the better for that application, because like I said, school is right around the corner, and we are really trying to get students enrolled before the first day so you don't get behind. We want to make sure that everybody's getting all that good information from the very beginning. Okay, it looks like there's another potential question in the Q&A box. Let's see. When is the registration fee due? Excellent question. It's at time of enrollment. So you'll hear that you're accepted, and then we'll say, okay, here's the registration paperwork, and part of that paperwork is the registration fee. If you're looking at tuition, that would be before the upcoming semester that the tuition would apply for. If I'm entering sophomore year now, when is the ideal time to apply for my junior year? Great question. So students starting their sophomore year right now would be wanting to apply before winter break. So the application will go live probably beginning to mid of October, and then you'll be able to apply anytime between then and winter break. I recommend just getting it in before winter break, because afterwards it's a pretty quick process between really the time that things are getting back in session for school and when we need to have it. And things get crazy, and you forget it on your table, and then it's too late. So I just recommend before winter break. Great question. Okay, what do I need to apply? Only the application from the website. It takes about 15 minutes, but make sure you print it, you and a parent guardian sign it, and you turn it into your counselor. What grade do I need to be in to start next week? So we were just kind of talking about that. Juniors can be starting a 2-year program and some 1-year programs, and seniors can be looking at any of those programs. But if you're starting a 2-year program, then you would have tuition for that 2nd year. Is there a dress code? And the answer is yes. As you saw in those videos, all of our students are wearing a little bit of different attire. So all of our really uniforms for our classes are based off of industry standards. So whatever you'd wear to that job site, you're wearing to West-MEC. So like dental assisting, they were wearing scrubs. Automotive collision wears like a button down jeans and work boots. So it depends on the program. We provide you with 2 tops the 1st year and 1 top the 2nd year if applicable. And then you provide the pants and shoes. What is the difference between tuition and an application fee? That is an excellent question. So the registration fee is really just class materials. So that is when you're in high school, all you pay is registration fee, because the rest of the fees are being actually paid by the state of Arizona. So essentially what happens for all education in the state is there's always these fees that Arizona is taking care of. And then if you need to purchase like books or leadership development or like materials for a lab or something like that, then there's the fee. So if you had like a biology program, sometimes there's fees for that, or like anatomy or physiology. That's what our registration fee. Tuition, think of that as just like you would for like community college tuition or university tuition or the cost for a certification-based program. That's once that funding gets cut off from the state, then you're responsible for the cost of your education. So that's the difference between registration fee and tuition. Registration fee is much smaller than tuition. Am I guaranteed a job right after? Another great question. You're not guaranteed. However, we do work a lot with those job opportunities. So we have a team at West-MEC. They are our career services team. They are on every single campus. We have a career coach at every campus that works with industry and businesses in the area to know of jobs available. And then they also work with every single student to have a professional resume, mock interviews, and then they'll be kind of updating students about those different job opportunities for when they're leaving us. So there's always the know of what those jobs are available, and many students do have opportunities to be employed after graduation or sometimes before if that's what they choose. Many of our students do decide to go post-secondary or to some sort of additional education opportunity. So it varies for our employment rates every year, but I would say that pretty much every student that wants to be employed after West-MEC does have multiple different ways or places that they can go to apply. Okay, so with that, are there any other questions that have come in? Okay, excellent. So just a reminder, I am gonna send out a just kind of follow-up email with the link for this. So if you want to come back and reference this, you are able to. If you have any questions, you're welcome to send us an email. That will be in that email as well. But also go chat with your counselor, because they are a really great resource and they're instrumental in the enrollment process for getting you ready to come to West-MEC. So I hope that this was helpful for you. Thank you so much for joining us and taking a little bit of time out of your evening. We were so happy to be able to share with you some of our programs and a little splash of orange. So with that, we just leave you with this: your life does not get better by chance, it gets better by change. And we know that you are on the path to making that change for some different career options for you in the future. So we're very hopeful that we'll see you in one of our programs next week, or maybe next year, if that's what your grade level is looking at. And feel free to reach out at any time with any questions, comments, or anything like that. We would be happy to help you. Thank you so much. Have a great evening and a great weekend, and we hope to see you all soon. Bye, everyone.